Do you know who never succeeds in life? Not because of destiny, not because of luck, but because of the habits they choose. There are two kinds of people, and both waste their lives. Which one are you? One evening, a young man entered the monastery. His clothes were simple, but his eyes were heavy with exhaustion. His steps dragged as though he had walked across years of disappointment. He bowed before the monk and said with a trembling voice, "Master, I am tired, very tired. I dream of a better life. I work hard, I try different things, but no matter what I do, I fail. Every path feels blocked. Sometimes I feel life itself is against me." He paused, his voice breaking. "I look at others, they move ahead, they succeed, while I am left behind. I don't know what I am doing wrong. Master, please tell me, why do some people never succeed?" The monk looked at him with calm eyes and asked softly, "Do you truly want to know the reason, my son?" The young man nodded desperately, like a drowning man waiting for a rope. The monk spoke slowly, his voice steady and clear. "There are two kinds of people who never succeed in life. The first are those who live blaming others and making excuses. The second are those who never start, or start but never continue." The young man lifted his head in confusion. "But master, how can these habits decide a man's fate?" The monk stood up and gestured for him to follow into the monastery garden. The monk led the young man to a quiet corner of the garden, sunlight filtering softly through the trees. "Do you see this bench?" the monk asked. Years ago, a young man dreamed of learning music. He bought a small piano and planned to practice every day. At first, he was excited. But soon, work piled up, his family needed him, and fatigue weighed him down. "I'll start tomorrow," he kept telling himself. "I don't have enough time, I'm too tired, it's not the right moment." The monk paused, letting the words sink in. Yet he did have time, even with his busy schedule, he could have practiced for just a few minutes every day. But instead of acting, he made excuses, blaming everything around him. Days turned into months, months into years, and today, his dream of playing music beautifully is still just a dream. The young man looked at the bench quietly, feeling a pang of recognition. The monk then walked to a corner where a stack of unfinished paintings lay, their bright colors half complete. "Now, look at these paintings." Another man loved to paint. He started with energy and joy, creating beautiful strokes and vibrant colors. But soon, he grew impatient, distracted, or too tired. "I'll continue tomorrow," he said. That tomorrow never came. The canvases remained unfinished, his creativity left incomplete, and his talent never reached its full potential. He started, but he could not continue. The monk turned to him, voice firm but gentle. "Do you understand now, my son? The first type, those who blame and make excuses, waste their life like the young man who never practiced music. The second type, those who start but cannot continue, waste their life like the painter who left his work unfinished. Both never succeed because they refuse to act with responsibility and persistence." The young man's eyes filled with tears. "Master, I think I understand. I have been blaming my circumstances, making excuses, delaying my start, and sometimes quitting too soon. I see now that it was not life that was against me, it was my own habits." The monk placed a hand on his shoulder and said softly, "Exactly. Life gives its gifts only to those who take responsibility, who start with courage, and who continue with discipline. No one else. If we see in our life, how often do we blame others, make excuses, or delay what we truly want to do? How many dreams remain unfinished because we waited for the perfect moment, or gave up halfway? Look around, success is not about luck or destiny. It is about taking responsibility, starting with courage, and continuing with discipline, no matter how small the steps may be. Today, the choice is yours. Will you keep blaming and waiting, or will you take the first step and keep going until you achieve your dreams? Remember, the path to success begins the moment you act. So ask yourself today, are you blaming, excusing, waiting, or quitting? Or will you finally take responsibility, start now, and keep going until success is yours?